Hello there and welcome to Dream the Red. I'm Ariana and this project is what you can consider a work in progress. This channel is essentially going to be me getting practice as a journalist. I want to become a journalist and work as a play-by-play announcer for the Capitals or be the official writer for the Capitals. Like you can consider John Walton or Mike Vogel. That's what I want to do. So this channel is going to be me talking about the Caps games after they occur, covering any new Caps news, and also covering big NHL news if it kind of seems relevant or really important. So, a little backstory on me. Like I said, my name is Ariana. I'm 16 years old. I'm a junior in high school, and I am currently an editor-in-chief on my school newspaper. I've been on the newspaper for 2 years now, and it's been a really fun experience, and it's taught me that that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a journalist the first year that I took newspaper, and then halfway through the year, I really grew to like my English teacher, and for a while there, I was really serious about becoming an English teacher. So it's very obvious that writing has always been a big deal for me. But this year, after getting really involved in watching the Caps and listening to John Walton and reading Dump and Chase, I've learned that that's what I want to do. And being a teacher, I don't think is really going to be for me because it's not just teaching anymore. It's kind of more babysitting than it is teaching, and I don't like kids. But I love hockey, and I love to talk hockey, and I feel bad for people who follow me on Snapchat because after every game I go on Snapchat and I just kind of rant about the occurrences of that game, things that happened, anything that I thought wasn't particularly fair, just kind of recap things. And a lot of my personal friends that don't know anything about hockey follow me, and they just kind of come up to me the next day and they're like, "You realize that we don't understand your Snapchat story at all?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I need to get it out somewhere, and now I'm going to start getting it out here." One little difference though, on my Snapchat, I'm allowed to be totally biased for the Capitals. I'm allowed to just be angry when things don't go our way. But my friend told me that if what I really want to do is be a commentator, I have to learn to be unbiased. And I think that's another thing that I'm going to be working on for this channel is being unbiased. So, essentially, like I said, this is going to be me commentating on the games after they happen. This is going to be any new Capitals news, like injuries or pulling players up from the NHL or pulling players up from the AHL or sending them back down, as well as just other outside NHL news, just breaking news, things that are really important. So, to talk about hockey a bit more, other than myself, I've been a Capitals fan since 6th grade. Funny story though, and this kind of may enforce the stereotype that women don't really like hockey, which is totally false. But my reason for getting into hockey is totally dumb. There was a guy that I liked in 6th grade, and he was a hockey player, and he really liked the Capitals. So I said, you know what, I'm going to get into hockey because I want this guy to like me. Don't ever do that. He actually is not a very nice guy right now. So I started to watch the Capitals, and I acted like I loved them. I didn't understand the sport at all. I've never really been that sporty. I played soccer for 6 years. I played softball for 1 year, and I actually just the other day bought my first pair of skates, and I'm going to start learning hockey, which is totally fun. But I've never been one to fully understand sports. I've played, but I've never quite understood concepts. I cannot stand football. I have tried to understand it and it just hasn't worked. I'm not a really big basketball fan. I like volleyball and swimming and hockey now. But when I first got into it, I really didn't understand the game. I didn't understand a lot of it, and it was really just, let me watch this so I can talk about this to this guy and I can wear some Caps merch and just seem like I'm really into it. And I felt really bad because that year at Christmas, my parents got me an Ovechkin jersey, and I was like, oh my god, this was totally expensive, and I don't even know that much about the sport. This is totally bad. And I got more into it, and I wore my Ovechkin jersey to school one day, and this was still in 6th grade. And I walk into my 6th grade history class, and my teacher comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, I hate the Caps." And me, I'm kind of just like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "I'm a Flyers fan." This story is where I get my deep dislike of the Flyers. I'm not a Flyers fan. I don't like the Flyers, none of it. And this is where basically after finding out that this teacher was a Flyer fan and he would like make fun of me for wearing an Ovechkin jersey every once in a while, a day came along where the Caps and the Flyers were playing. So, in front of the whole class, we make a bet. The bet was, Caps win, he had to buy me a chocolate cake. Flyers won, I had to bake him some cookies. It was a pretty simple bet, but the Caps ended up winning. I felt ecstatic, and I got my chocolate cake. It was a triple chocolate mousse cake. It was phenomenal. I loved it. And that is where my deep-rooted dislike for the Flyers came from. And so after that, I was like, you know what, I really like this sport actually, and I got really into it. And I started watching the games, and people kept giving me merch for it, and it was just like, I actually really like this. And for a couple of years, I didn't really care. I didn't watch the games. I didn't pay attention. Towards the end of last season, however, my mom and I went to a couple of playoffs games. We saw a lot of the Islanders games. We were at almost every Islanders game. And we saw a lot of the Rangers games before we got eliminated. And after that, I was like, you know, this is really cool. I really like coming to these games. Hockey, I think, was one of the first major sports events that I'd ever been to. So I really, really liked it. And my mom enjoyed it. She's always loved hockey, and she's always been trying to get me to like hockey as well. So, when the time came around this year, for this season, we are now season ticket holders. You can find me up in section 412. And, we've been to a lot of the season ticket events. I'm officially a member of the Scarlet Caps, and I was actually at the Scarlet Caps viewing party for the Buffalo Sabres game yesterday. I was there. I went skating at Kettler before that, which was totally fun, and that's where I bought my first pair of skates. And, I've been wanting to start this channel for a couple weeks now. I've been wanting to start it since we had that amazing game against Tampa where we redeemed ourselves. Because I just couldn't shut up about the Capitals, and I was like, I really need to get this out somewhere, and I realized that I need some more experience because I am on my school newspaper, and, I came in this year, and we had to write our first articles, and my teacher comes up to me, he's like, okay, what are you going to do this week? And I was like, oh, it's the opening game this season for the Caps, I'm going to write about that. And he looks at me straight in the eye, and he says, no, you're not. And I'm like, what do you mean, no, I'm not? And he's like, the school has implanted a new rule where you can only write about the school teams, you're not allowed to write about national teams. Which totally sucks for me because hockey is the only sport that I really know, and we don't have a school hockey team. We have field hockey. I'm not into field hockey. We do not have ice hockey. So it was a struggle for me to find a way to get an outlet for writing about hockey because that's what I want to do. So I decided that I was going to start writing articles after the Caps games, which I still have not started doing. I tried and it just did not work. So this is my outlet, and this is where I'm getting practice, and this is how I'm doing things. So I think it's totally fun. And, this is what I want to do. This is just how it's been. But the past couple of weeks I've been trying to do this, and it has not been working, and I haven't been able to find my battery charger for my camera. Finally found that tonight, and I was like, oh, I have to do this. Little problem that you might have noticed, I am sick. I had like a terrible cold. It was my first day of break, and I got the horrible flu. It was so bad. I got so sick, and I got over that, but my throat is still really damaged. And so I shouldn't be talking this much, and every time I talk too long, I start coughing really bad, and I had a rant after the Buffalo Sabres game, and after I ranted on Snapchat, I just couldn't stop coughing, and it was bad. So I shouldn't be filming it this week, but I'm gonna, because I'm dying to start this. I'm dying to get this out there and talk Capitals and just really do this, because this is what I want to do, and this is what I've been dying to do. I have a lot of friends at school who really like the Capitals, and I can talk with them, but this feels more right to me. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit more Capitals, shall we? My favorite player is Tom Wilson, without a doubt. I've met him once. I have his bobblehead. I won that last night. Finally, ever since they announced it for the kids club, for the Capitals kids club thing, that they can get the bobblehead when they sign up, I have been wanting to fight little children because I want that bobblehead, and I won it last night at the Scarlet Caps viewing party, so I'm pretty happy, and I can stop trying to fight little kids. You know how they have the MSC auctions, the foundation auctions at the games that end at the end of second intermission, and they bid off like player gear and stuff? Basically, I love that idea, and I have a weakness for auctions, which is really dangerous. But I actually own Tom Wilson sweatshirt, and when I met him, he signed it, and he was super sweet when he saw that I had it. He was like, "Where did you get this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it was an auction." And he was like, "That's totally cool." And I have my Tom Wilson phone case. It says, it's like a jersey. It says Wilson. It has a 43. And he saw it, and he was like, "Oh, I can sign that too if you want." And I was like, "Sure." So he signed that. This is one that I'm totally embarrassed about, and there's a reason why I have them. But I own Tom Wilson's pants, and the night that I got him, it was really embarrassing, because I was telling my friends, "Guys, I own this hockey player's pants." And it was for the auction. They were being auctioned off, and I was not going for them originally. They were not my original intent. My original intent was to get his stick, but his stick was already $500. The pants weren't. So I got the pants, and those are currently sitting on a fitness ball in my living room. The things are huge. They take up so much space. So there's really no reason for me to have those, but I have them. I'm not ever gonna have Tom sign those. That's still really weird to me. My second favorite player, though, however, is Michael Latta. Funny, those two go together so perfectly. As for Latta, I have a Latta signed holiday puck that they're giving out this year. Not giving out, they were auctioning off this year at the auctions. As well, I have one of the Washington Capitals signed ornaments, and it's signed by Latta, and that is the actually only ornament that's on my tree right now. We were going to do a Capitals themed decoration this year for Christmas. We were really lazy. We didn't decorate it all. We put a tree up, and we didn't feel like putting on all the ornaments, and I was like, you know what? There is one ornament that needs to go up, and it is my Michael Latta ornament. So that is the only ornament on my tree. It's pretty pathetic. But yeah, I love Lats, and I'm really hoping he's okay after we find out that he has an upper body injury. That's really scary. Yeah, that's that. As for other favorites, I'm a really big Burakovsky fan. Really big Holtby fan, but as of late, who isn't? Holtby is the Holt Beast. He's incredible. Holy cow. Lord, I know that I have so many other favorite players, and I just can't think of them at the moment, which totally sucks. Yeah. So that's me, and that's what this channel is. And the name, Dream the Red, came from, Capitals, our phrase is rock the red, and I wanted the name to tie in with the Capitals, because that's what this is about. This is about me hopefully getting a job with the Capitals one day. So I want it to be something like that. And for all of the weeks that I've been trying to do this, I haven't thought of a name. I couldn't think of anything. So I was going to say Rock the Dream, but that just doesn't really sound that Caps related. It kind of sounds, it makes me think of Make-A-Wish. And I decided that Dream the Red sounded more Capitals. So that is what I'm going with. And yeah, that's me. That's what this channel is. And the first video that's going to go up is tomorrow's game, and that's just going to be after the game. I'm going to talk about what goes down, because I think we know that there's going to be a fight. I think we can already tell that, and hopefully we kick the Sabres' butts after what they did to us last night, even if we still won. It was a very dirty game. So with all that said, I just want to say thank you for checking out this first video. I will see you tomorrow. Let's go Caps, rock the red, and dream in red.